So let me make sure everything is set up correctly. Hopefully everybody's hearing me. Welcome this morning for our live sew. It is September 2020. No, it's not September. Oh my Lord. You guys, I'm jumping. I feel like this year is going so fast and I'm making it go faster. It is August of 2025. We are going to do some improv piecing today because that's my new obsession. And I'm going to share with you the beginnings of a new pattern. I know I've said multiple times I'm not a pattern designer, but there's just some times where you're like, you know what? I could probably do this different. I'm not going to say better. I made a quilted bag from another pattern, and there were just some things I needed to zhuzh. So I think I'm going to release a quilted bag pattern after Salty Sews Something. And we'll go from there. So let's see who's here today. Let me make sure that I can see your comments. I don't know why it's not bringing comments up on the side. Come on here. Let's see. Hopefully it'll show comments once we get started. Oh goodness. Always technology. Technology is always the problem. So we'll see. Say hello if you're here. That way, hopefully, I can see your comments. But it's not showing me comments on YouTube right now, so I feel like I don't understand why it's not showing me the comments on the side. But if you're here, say hello, and hopefully maybe I need to back out of it. I might need to back out of it and come back in. Always something. There we go. Hopefully. Well, just giving me recommended. So weird why it wouldn't show me the comments when we're live. Alrighty, well, I'm here, you guys. Say hello. That stinks if I can't see comments. Let's see, where else could I bring it up that I could maybe, because I have my phone with the cameras. Let's see if I can see it on my computer. This is crazy. Why can I not see comments? Chat is disabled for this stream. Why? I don't understand. Let's see. Let me see if that's something over in here. Why would it be disabled? Oh, goodness. Where would I fix that, you guys, that the chat is disabled? Let's see. I might have to go into my YouTube studio. Did I click something? Did I click a toggle I didn't know I clicked? That stinks. Because I want to chat with you guys. All right. YouTube studio. Let's see. Content. Live. So strange. Edit details. Why is it saying it's made for kids? That's not true. No, it's not made for... Oh, maybe I have to change that now. Maybe it automatically does that. All right, well, let's see if that did anything. I don't know why it goes to that. It's so weird. Let me go out and go back in and see. Oh, I wonder if that did something. There we are. Yay! Yay! That's what it was. I guess now every time I go in there, I have to click that toggle when I schedule a live. That must be what it is. So now if you go out of the live and come back in, you should be able to see your chat that we can talk to each other today. Craziness. All right. Hey, Cindy. All right. So this morning, I'm very excited to hang out with you all. I have been thinking about a pattern like this for a while now, and I know there's lots of versions of them out there. But I was like, I want to find one that I can kind of critique and make my own. I want to talk a little about improv piecing. Does anybody know what improv piecing is here in the group? Has anyone ever done improv piecing? If you're someone who aspires to be a quilter, but the control of quilting, and like making sure that like everything is exactly right is a little too much for you, because to me, that's where anybody who's done like Saya's quilt block of a month, if you've been following me for a while, even on like Instagram and here, you know that I was like trying to do that, and I gave up because not that it's difficult. I think it's just my brain doesn't want that control. The artsy person in me wants to not be told what to do. Let's just go there. And so I don't feel like I'm at the stage where I'm like that type of quilter yet. But then my friend Jordan, who, if you're coming to Salty Sews, I know her class is already sold out, but she's an apparel sewist primarily. She does do bags and things like that. But she said, why don't you try improv piecing? And I decided to give it a try, and I love it. So I'm hoping that you all will love it as well. Because for those of you who buy my quilts, my dyed fabric, I can't talk this morning. For those of you who buy my dyed fabric, I'm sure if you do cut into it, it's probably hard for you to get rid of all of the scraps because the dyed fabric is like coveted, right? And so it's the same way with me. Like here's my bag, my overflowing bag of dyed fabric scraps. And what are you going to make with like a couple little pieces like that hang off like this, I do have some bigger pieces in here, but when you only have like a little strip or things like that, it can be kind of like any other type of fabric. Maybe I do. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to use that little piece. Like I used to keep all of it, and then it was like, why am I keeping all of this? But the dyed fabric, it's like, I don't want to get rid of it. So she said about doing improv piecing with it. And I fell in love with it. And so I'm teaching a class at Salty Sews something in September. And originally I was like, well, we'll just to introduce people to it, we'll just do like a basic panel with one of our book lover panels that could be turned into a wall hanging or like a placemat or something like that. So that's how we originally advertised the class. But you guys know I'm a bag maker. That's where my love is right now. So I thought, how cool would it be if we offered the option for those who don't want to do the mat or don't want to do a wall hanging, that they could make the panels for a quilted bag. We don't have time in the class to do the full quilted bag, but we have time in the class that if you want to do the two panels for a bag, or you want to do placemats or wall hangings, you could get that done in the class time, one or the other. So I started looking for a quilted bag. I found a couple patterns. I made one of them, but I tweaked a bunch of stuff in it because it wasn't really exactly the way I wanted it. So I'm going to write a quilted bag pattern, and everybody in the Salty Sews class is going to get the two patterns first. The one for the placemat, good morning JB, and the one for the quilted bag. When I come back from Salty Sews, I'll probably do a live for the quilted bag, so that everybody from the class could join in and all of you can get the pattern then as well. But this morning we're just doing the top panels and a little bit of quilting. for the bag, and I'm not sharing any measurements or anything like that. But I'm going to just introduce you guys to improv piecing. So if you have done improv piecing, please share in the comments that you have done it. If you haven't, this is your introduction to it, and I'm excited. So here's the placemats, wall hanging, whatever you would want to make this into. This is kind of a simple project of that. And you can see all around the edge of this book lover panel, because that's what this is, one of our book lover panels. It's in our shop, is my dyed fabric, but in like kind of like a mosaic, just kind of crazy quilt type of way. And all I did with this was I took some of my scraps. Let me pull something out here. Like this piece of scrap, all right? I took this piece of scrap and just kind of like cut a piece of it off, and then grabbed another scrap and cut a piece of that off, and then I just stitched a 1/4 inch, right? Just like you would with quilting a block, right? The 1/4 inch seam allowance. Stitched a 1/4 inch, and I just kept doing that until I had these like long strips that they looked really wonky, but they were these long strips of all my different dyed fabric, okay? And then when I decided, like, okay, how big did I want my, mat or my wall hanging to be, then I cut those strips down and then sewn them around the panel piece. And then I took the coordinate of the panel, the book lover panel, cut a piece big enough for the back of that. You could put interfacing in here, like a fusible fleece or a foam, if you wanted to then do some like fancy stitching. You could totally do that. I didn't do that on this one. And then I just binded it with some binded and dyed, and put little loops here so I could put like a dowel rod if I wanted to hang it up. And it was such a relaxing, like a release the control type of project, because I also think as bag makers, that might be also the reason why, like right now, I'm not in a season where I want to do quilting, like traditional quilting. There's nothing against that at all. And I aspire, I have quilting patterns that I've purchased. But I just don't feel like I'm in that season yet, where I feel like a bag pattern takes so much of your brain, right? Maybe just me, but I feel like when you're doing bags and you're trying to make everything look nice and you're like structured, and the time it takes to cut out a bag, that then adding quilting to also your hobby, right? It's a lot. It's like, it is adding a full other hobby, even though it's sewing. This here, I feel, was like a good break from bag making, where I was making something else, and it kind of like got my sew mojo back up and going again. So this is the one option. So I'm going to have a little, written instructions on how to do this after Salty Sews. I'll have that up on the website. I might even offer this for free over on the website, so that you can grab this for free, because it's really simple and it's just measuring, a couple little things. But then I thought, you know what? I want to make a bag with improv piecing, and I want it because the panels, our book lover panels, work so good for that. I was like, we could totally do a tote bag. And so I went and created this. I'm going to stand up so you guys can see it. So this is the quilty bag pattern. I feel like that's going to be the name too, quilty bag. I don't know what we're going to call it, quilty tote. But I found a pattern, I think from Pinterest, and I was like, I'll do that. And then I was going to do that today live with you all. But when I sewed this one up, I was like, I was changing a lot of it. And so I thought, well, we're just going to do the panels, because I'm going to write a pattern just for this tote. Because some of the binding stuff I did was a little different. Definitely the panel part was a little different, and I want to be able to give you the measurements for either sides. The interior, I also added some different things. So this is going to be a pattern that I give people in my class at Salty Sews, but then also I'll have it for you guys after I come back in September. So it's really big. I feel like this is like one of those totes that you could totally like take to the park with a blanket in it. So, and I think I'm going to add some other little interior funsies when I release the pattern. So it's all binded with our binded and dyed. I used a full 6-yard cut of our binded and dyed for this. So for those of you who don't know, we are running a deal on our binded and dyed this weekend because we're going to take all of our colors to Salty Sews. And my son started making these binding spools. So this was great. This binding spool in particular was great for this bag because I wound the entire 6-yard piece onto the spool. And then I used my spool extension, is that what these are called, to put it on there. And then I could, while I was clipping my binding onto the bag, it was like on spooling on here. So if you buy a set of these, you get 35% off any 10 binded and dyes. And then you also, if you don't want this, he also is making sets of like these flat storage spools. So if you buy any set of spools, you get 35% off up to 10 different binded and dyed on our website. So get your colors that you like now before I take it all to Salty Sews, because we don't dye in the wintertime. So once colors sell out, we won't be bringing colors back until next year. So I'm really excited about this bag. We're going to be doing the panels today, and we'll see how long that takes. And then the bottom, I was thinking about doing some like quilting on the bottom of my next one, just like machine quilting with the foam. So this is the bag. It's going to come out for everybody in the end of September. I'll release the pattern, and everybody at Salty Sews gets it first. So good morning, Penny. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, Sarah. I am just really excited to hang out with you guys today because yesterday I took the day off, which, like, when I say a day off, I mean a day off of all things except for my best friend, and we did some shopping. So that was really needed. All right, I am going, since we went through that, I'm gonna point the camera over here at my cutting table and kind of show you where I am so far and what I have so far and how I've cut some of this out. I have pieced some of it already just because I was trying to get a layout and I'm working on this pattern. But you can see I'm using this month's dynamic fabric kit. So that's the other thing we're using today, is our dynamic fabric kit for the month of August, which is called Wavelength. And the colors are these really moody blues and purples. It's so pretty. The tags also, the cork tags in this set, I'm going to tell you, you're going to wish you got them because they are very unique tags. I don't even think I have them out. The tags are so unique. They're unlike any tag Jade and Chris have ever done. Yes, Jade did give me grief when I told her what I wanted to do, but she did it for me anyways. And so if you don't know what our dynamic fabric kits are, it's every month I release a kit that has 2.5 yards of my dyed fabric and coordinating colors. They also have fat quarters, Kona fat quarters, 2 Kona fat quarters. We also work with Jade and Chris from the Heartworn Hide Co. to have exclusive tags that are part of these kits. And then in that kit, you get what I call a color theory card that really kind of breaks down the 2 colors and what other colors coordinate with it so that you can then go and look in your stash to find other things that go with these dyed fabrics to help you coordinate. So today, good morning, Janetta. Today, the one we're doing, I'm going to switch cameras here so you can see it. We are using this month's dynamic fabric kit with the Practical Magic Book Lovers panel on our website, which we are sold out of, but our next pre-order, our fall pre-order is September 2nd. It opens September 2nd. And if you are going to Salty Sew something, we will have some inventory of this book lover panel because, of course, it's September, it's witchy, and the girls at Salty Sews definitely, I feel like this is their vibe for sure. All right, so this is the start of my one panel. piece. I'm just making sure you guys can see it. And so you can kind of see the improv piecing on either side so far. I'm not a quilter, so I don't even know if like this has a name, but I had, after I was done cutting out, I had a couple 2.5-inch strips from cutting. And I was like, well, I can use those so that I use up all my scraps. And so that's what I used to make these. And then once I had those, I kind of like laid that out like where I wanted them. And I thought, okay, I'm going to need a strip here, strip here. Like I just kind of made these and put them opposite. That's what this whole thing is, your brain creatively piecing together, like puzzling together your scraps. Okay. And so I did these here first. And then I could have done, like if I really wanted to get real technical, I could have done some more like triangles. I thought about doing that, but I was like, time is of the essence. And so this made my one panel. So then what I did was I cut out my other one. I'm just going to move this to the side so you guys can see what I have here. So here's my book lover panel. The other, because our book lover panels come with two images, two panel images, right? And 40 inches of coordinating fabric. So then I thought, well, since I did this one this way, I thought, why don't I do, let me see how I have it here. Yeah, I think I did it like this. Yep, maybe not. Oh, you guys, I should have like wrote myself a note. But we can piece it however we want. So I could do this. I think this is how I had it. And then my rooster just learned how to crow. And then do that. Okay? So this is my other side. So we're going to piece these together and then piece this on that. So we're going to use the domestic machine first. And then once we have our two panels, so here's my base and my sides. So my base is going to be this purple. That's why I said I was thinking about maybe, am I doing the right length? Now wait a second, you guys, I need to make sure that, yeah, no, I'm wrong with how I was piecing this. Hold on. Is it like this? I think it was like this. Maybe. I don't know. I can always cut it down. I kind of like this way better than like this. Yeah, we're gonna do opposites. We're gonna do this, and I'll just cut it down. But anyways, so we're gonna do this over on the domestic machine. This is what we're shooting for. Then the base. This is my base piece, which is going to be the bottom. And I'm going, if we have time here, I'll fuse this to some foam, because that's what we're going to do next after we have it all put together. We'll fuse it to some foam, and we'll do some quilting on it, because I feel like compared to this one, I really didn't want to do like, because this was plaid, I did do just a stitch down along here to make this bag lay nice. So we'll see how it looks when we're at that stage, if I want to do some quilting or not. So this is the bottom. And then for the pockets and the sides, so here, let me look and see. Yeah, so this is going to be my outside pocket, like so. So that's my outside pocket. And then I'll top this with some binded and dyed. Okay. So that's my outside pocket. And then for the interior, I'm using, let me just keep things clipped together. For the interior, I'm going to use the blue from the Dynamic Fabric Kit is the full lining. Okay. And then I have a slip pocket, okay? And then these are the sides for the interior, all right? And I'll probably use either the deep blue sea binded and dyed, since I'm using purple webbing, and then the bottom is going to be purple. I'll probably use the deep blue sea binding. And I just have some 1-inch webbing. So that's what we're doing. Sound good? Yeah, the colors in this month's kit are Chef's Kiss. So here, let me share while we're here. Let me go and grab the links for binding. We'll grab the binding link so that you guys, if you do want to take advantage of the binded and dyed, BOGO. Like I said, if you buy any binding set, you get 35% off 10 binding colors. So there's the binded and dyed link. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but my allergies this morning are so bad. Like I'm sniffling all morning and blowing my nose. So I apologize. This is my time of year to get, like, my allergies are just, I'm allergic to corn, the tassels on the corn, and I live next to a farm. And my kids are awake. My daughter's boyfriend's here, and Apollo is in love with him. Oh, and maybe my mother-in-law is coming. All right, and then here's, we do have some book lover panels in stock, so if you do want a book lover panel, here are the book lover panels. Okay, cool. All right, we have all those. All right, we're going to turn the camera. We're going to take these over, and we're going to sew on the domestic machine. So let me just turn the camera here. Make sure that I have this set up nice for you guys. Put this out of the way. And there we go. Okay. What's everybody working on this morning? I'm going to blow my nose, you guys. I apologize. Anybody else sewing this morning? All right. Just going to bring one over first. And then I have next to me, you guys can probably see, I have next to me my little iron. So you do want to have a little ironing station for this, because the whole time, especially if you're doing something like this one, because it's like, you know, like I have some little pieces in here, right? You want to be pressing, at least finger pressing. I would definitely say a mini iron is going to be definitely beneficial for this. You want to be getting those seams pressed down the whole time, just because, you know, depending on how small some of your scraps are, it does help to have them pressed as you go. All right. So we're using Jasmine. That's my domestic machine here. It's a Bernina 475 QE. And it's the Keef or Calf, whatever you say, set edition. That's why it's a pretty blue with the flowers. And then I'm just doing 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I'm just going to go straight down. And hopefully my machine doesn't eat the fabric like it just did. Not starting strong, you guys. We're not starting very strong. All right. Sometimes I feel like this machine does not like it when you use the thread cutter and the thread is like down in there. It doesn't want to start your stitches very nice. You're just going to back stitch the beginning and the end. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to press out my seam. And sometimes, especially if you're doing little pieces, like I have some of this flatter, I'll spray that and then press, because then it really like makes sure that it's nice and pressed. All right, so there's that. How did I have this? Did I do that right? Oh, okay. I think I was doing, yeah, like this. So now, because I need to do this piece, like this is the other thing that I think helps me with the fact that I'm not a quilter. It's helping me like think about the process of quilting is like, so these pieces, I can't stick them on, obviously, like that, or that part won't be. So I have to stitch this piece first. So maybe I'm the only one that my brain like really has to settle on that. But I feel like eventually when I do decide to actually follow a quilting pattern, doing this will help me. So I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch on this. And then I'm going to press this flat. And here where I have some like harder stitches, I'm going to probably spray some flatter there just to make sure that that lays nice. It also makes it smell pretty. The one I'm using is a Pineapple Grove. All right, so now I have that like that. I'm going to line that up like so, because see, like my pieces are not cut exactly, which is fine because I was gonna cut it down anyways. So, because basically what I did with these was I was just like cutting to see that they, like to see if they would fit, right? So now I'm gonna stitch this 1/4 and make sure that those seams are down. Okay, and now I'm going to spray it first. And I'm gonna press that. So in my Salty Sews class, we're really not gonna give instructions on like what to do with the piecing part. I'm just gonna give you measurements, like the measurement instructions, and then you can piece it together however you'd like. So now I have that piece done. Now I'm gonna grab my panel. I have my panel now. I'm gonna line that up to this side. Okay. And I'm gonna do a 1/4 inch seam allowance there. And now I'm going to press that open. Like so. All right, so now we work on the other side. Oh, I'm sorry you have a pounding headache, Sarah. Chartreuse bag with one of, ooh, Jurassic prints. Those are always fun. All right, so now I'm reversing it. So I want this to be at the top. So I'm going to line that up. And so my 1/4 inch. Okay. I also decided the rest of this month, this is going to be my last live, I think, for the month of August. Only because we have to get prepared for Salty So Something. I'm promising to write this pattern now. And I think I just need a break before the fall. We're trying to finish up all of our dyed fabric. So as much as I want to be sewing with you all, I know I need to get some other stuff done so I can be sewing with you all through the winter. So this is going to be the last live until I come back from Salty Sews, which I'll come back from Salty Sews and we'll sew up, we'll have the quilty bag pattern, and we can also sew a whole one together. This will give you time that if you grab a book lover panel and you have some dyed fabric or other scraps you want to put together, you can make your panel pieces, and I can share what the finished measurement is of this panel when we're done here. Okay, so there's that. I need to remember I'm going this direction. And now we're going to sew this piece. I just love these two dyed fabric colors, the really deep blue and the purple. They're so pretty together. The blue is our cotton poplin and the purple is our cotton sateen. So they're similar weights to each other. The poplin's a slight bit thinner than the cotton sateen, but not by a whole lot. So they're like the perfect quilty fabrics. All right, we're gonna iron that. All right, so there's that. Now I want to line that up to the top here. And we're going to do a 1/4 inch down from here. I'm very excited about Salty So Something. I'm getting anxious. The other thing I want to do this month is I want to do some sewing for me. So our vampires, our werewolves and vampires collection, our Twilight inspired collection releases debuts this week. So we do have some retail inventory, not a ton, but we have some. And so I want to make myself some Twilight bags and just be sewing for me. Because some of the patterns I'm going to make are patterns that I've already done on the channel. We will be doing some more Twilight sewing in September, October, because we'll have more retail, and we're running the pre-order at that point too. So there's our finished panel piece. We need to trim it all down, so we're going to go over and do that. Let me switch here so we can hold it up so everybody can see. What pattern are you working on? Janetta, this is going to be my pattern. I'm releasing the pattern at Salty Sews. So this is what the bag looks like when you're done. But we'll be sewing that together after Salty Sews. Will I have any basket weave of the Twilight? Is that what you're wondering? Yes, we will have basket weave. We have some Kona, and we'll have the book lover panels. So that's primarily what I got the retail in. So Wednesday, is that Wednesday the 13th? That's when the Twilight will go up on the website. So there's my panel. I'm gonna cut it down. So let me move. I'm doing some camera maneuvering today, so we can go back and forth on the cutting table. Gosh, I really can't wait until I have I have a studio that the cameras stay where they are all the time. All right, so here's my panel piece. So now I'm going to just align that up with the one I already made, okay? All right, and I need to trim it down. I'll show you I'm cutting out a wish tote with the Twilight fabric. I'll show you guys that then. I have so much stuff on my cutting table. I should just cut it off, clean it off. All right, so now I just need to cut this panel down so that it's all even and good to go. Make sure I'm straight here. Okay. There's one side. Make sure I'm straight here. Okay. Oh, stay straight, Jenna. Okay. And then I'm just gonna trim the bottom here on the two sides so that everything is even. All right, so there's my two panels for my quilty bag. Can you guys see them okay? Hey Jenna, my son said he would bring me to Salty Sews. Awesome, but I don't go to doctor for recheck and x-rays. I will have to wait until then before committing to a class. I'm not able to drive as of yet. Oh, girl. I understand. Don't stress. Don't stress. It's okay. My classes, so I'm pretty sure I'll have some extras of the Diane Crossbody class kit, even if it fills up. Right now, I still have a few seats in that one. That one's more full than the improv piecing class. But the improv piecing class, like, as long as we can fit people in there with their machine, because we're gonna have the book lover panels, I'm gonna have all of my dyed scraps. Like, there will be plenty for this class. There'll be plenty of room, and it's not a kit I need to pre-cut for anybody, because we'll be doing your panels. You'll be doing that in the class. So, if anything, if you can do a class, I know for sure that this class in particular will be open. Here comes someone, my hubby. All right, so now I just want to double check. Yep, I'm perfect. All right, so now we're going to go to my industrial machine. We're going to start over there. We're going to add our webbing right over those seams that we made, okay, where the panels are. So we need to add our straps, all right? And then once we add our straps, we're gonna add our bottom, okay? We're gonna stitch that on, all 1/4 inch. And then after that, we're gonna fuse it to, do I wanna do that? Wait a second. How did I do this? I'm pretty sure, because was this stitched down? Did I wait to do that? Oh goodness, guys, you know, this is why you need to no, I did, yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna, I was like, did I quilt these on with the foam or not? No, so we're gonna stitch these on before we fuse the whole big piece to our foam. So we have to do this, then we're gonna do this, and then we have to fuse it to the foam, and then we'll decide like how we're gonna quilt this exterior piece. Okay, but we have to do some maneuvering because we're going to another machine. So let me just get myself organized here at the other machine. Put my scrap bin away here. And turn on the machine. Okay. I'll come over here now. Let's see how we look. We might need to be a little closer. There we go. Let's see if I can move you guys up a bit and over. Yeah. There we go. Now we're back over. We're back over with Gertie. All right. Bring this over. I need to thread my machine. But I think this is such a cute, the quilted bags are kind of coming back, right? This is a cute way to use the book lover panels. It's definitely a way to use the dyed fabric that you have and, you know, make it, you know, like it doesn't necessarily look hippie tie-dyed. It's more like, oh gosh, you know, like the quilted, I'm forgetting my words. What do you call the fabric that's all like swirly and a lot of people use to quilt it? Oh, help me with words, people. Help me with words. Petite. That's the word I was looking for. It just wasn't coming into my brain. So. I signed up for the, gosh, I can't speak today, you guys. The swap, the critter swap. I signed up for the critter swap. I might sign up for the one swap, they have like, it's called a pinchy pouch. I might sign up for that because that sounds fun. I've never made one of their pinchy pouches, but I thought it's fun to like, you just drop it off and it's like, you fill it with your favorite treat or your favorite something. A favorite thing swap. So that's kind of fun. All right. So now I'm going to get some double-sided tape. And I'm only going to put the double-sided tape up so far because you want to be able to have like your straps not go all the way to the top, because remember, we're going to be binding the top of this and we're going to want a certain amount in between. So I'm only going to go like 6 inches up on my strap. So I'm just going to put a piece of double-sided tape to hold it in place. I'm pretty sure this 1-inch seatbelt webbing I got from Dream Big Creations. And those girls are super super sweet. If you've not ordered from Dream Big, I highly recommend. They have lots of fun zipper pulls. It's primarily, they teach a seatbelt bag, which I've never, it's like they use like the 2-inch seatbelt webbing, and they teach that at a bunch of events. Okay, and then I'm gonna measure up 6 inches so I know where I'm stopping and starting. It's just my iron. And I'm going to top stitch my my webbing on here. Yeah, yesterday with my girlfriend, we went shopping. My best friend that lives here. And she's a school teacher. She's a second grade school teacher. And we've not had a whole lot of time to hang out. Since she got her teaching job, she went back to school later in life. She did go for early childhood education originally. She ran her own daycare for a long time. And then she was a paraprofessional for a while. But then just 2 years ago, she got her teaching degree, her elementary teaching degree. She taught STEAM for the first year, and then last year she got her first ever classroom, and she teaches second grade. So we raised our babies together, the whole 9 yards. And she's married to my cousin, so that also is part of it. But we really haven't had time to just like spend time together. So yesterday we made a date to go do some back to school shopping for her, clothing wise, and her room. And I bought the outfit I'm wearing, which is super comfortable. I got the shirt. I got 2 of these shirts. One's like a gray denim, and then this was like a chambray denim. And I got 2 pairs of linen pants. The shirts I got at TJ Maxx, the pants I got at Kohl's. And I don't shop a lot for clothes for myself, so it was a real treat to do that. And then we just hopped from store to store for the day, which was fun. I feel like I haven't done that in like forever. We went in Bath and Body Works, which I haven't been in for a very long time. It completely made me, flashback. where else? Oh, the outlets that are near us. We went to the Hershey outlets, and they have a Hot Topic. You might have saw my stories. I went in the hot. That was my jam when I was a young 20-something, teenager 20-something. So we went in there. Well, I did. That's not her jam at all. And I found there were these adorable pants, you guys, in Hot Topic. But they were ridiculously expensive. Where there's these jeans that had embroidered frogs all over them. Oh, I was telling my husband about them, and he was like, "Oh, I shouldn't sew this here. Gertie's not gonna like. I need to sew this part over on my domestic machine." So we're gonna switch. I need to turn her back on. Gertie does not like things that are not interfaced. So we're gonna switch to Jasmine for a quick minute. So yeah, so I bought I did buy some body wash at Bath and Body Works. Their Halloween, what did I get? It was like something woods, not vampire. I don't remember, something witches woods or something like. It smells really good. And then I also got hand sanitizers for my daughter because I want to make her one of those little sanitizer holders, but the ones that like it snaps from the top so she can keep it on her lanyard. So and then I went to Ulta and bought my you're getting older makeup, because if you followed my stories, I've never had an issue with like breakout, or like my skin has always been really like little breakouts here and there, but nothing like ridiculous. And this summer I have just had such bad like rosacea and like redness, which like they told me when I had my hysterectomy that some of those perimenopausal or menopausal type of symptoms would show up in like a year or two, and I think that's one of them that I got. So that's lovely. So I knew my aunt growing up was a Clinique lady. She worked for Clinique for over 25 years. And the only other time that I have ever had like kind of like a breakout situation was in my very early 20s when I was in college. And I think it was like, stress related. And she had me do like the whole Clinique system. And that cleared it up right away. I bought the redness wash and the redness foundation from Clinique yesterday. I used the wash once last night, and I can already tell a difference. Like I should have just spent the money on it instead of feeling bad about myself for a whole month. So I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but those are some of the struggles that are happening in my life right now. All right, so there's the first part. Oh, this bag is going to be so cute. So cute. All right, let's get the other side done. So we can put the foam on and we can do some quilting. But yeah, so I got that for myself too. I broke down, and I didn't buy the $60 jar of cream. But I did buy the wash and the foundation. So, and it's already helping. So I don't think I need the $60 cream. I think those two will be enough. Getting older. There's benefits, and then there's things that aren't so great. I also bought myself 2 pairs of Crocs at the outlets. They had a really good deal on Crocs. And I always thought I was that person who was never going to wear Crocs. But this summer, I've been wearing a pair of Crocs the whole time I've been dyeing fabric. And I love them. And with ankle issues, I feel like it's also been super beneficial. So I bought a pair that they have like it's just canvas on the top. It doesn't have the holes. And I bought a traditional pair too, like a pink tie-dye pair, which is cute. All right, let me mark my 6 inches here. My girlfriend was like, I didn't think you liked these. And I was like, now I do. After the summer, I do. She was like showing me all the little charms that go on them. And I'm like, I don't think I'm at the charm stage. Not yet. Her and I are going on a cruise together next year. We plan to, when she got her job, I was like, okay, now we need a celebratory like trip together. So we're going on a Disney cruise together. So I said, well, because she's picking out all the Disney character charms. I said, well, if you buy a pair of Crocs for our cruise, she looked at me funny. I was like, I'll do the charms with you for the cruise. I mean, you only live once. Why not have fun, right? Yeah, this will be the longest cruise that I'm going on. I've gone on like the short Disney cruises, 2 of them, and had such a blast. And so my girlfriend and I, we decided we're going to do like a week, which just feels so, like I'm so grateful about it. Like I never thought I would be at the place where being, you know, a young mom and like just all the things that we've like struggled with, to be at the place now where I can say, oh, I booked this week-long cruise with my best friend. And also like even with my kids, like I can't believe my son is going to be a sophomore in college this year. My daughter is like working her first adult job. My daughter is a high school teacher. You know, it's crazy how fast things go. Okay, let's see, let's switch back over here to Jasmine, and let's piece the other side on here. I need to find my center on this one here though. I think I did wait to put the handles on. I'm just like trying to think, did I cut multiple pieces of the foam? I must have. I don't think I put the handles on first this lesson, but hey, trial and error, because this pattern isn't wrote yet, so maybe this way will be easier. I don't know. But this might be a little difficult to fuse the foam too, so. We have a couple new book lover panels that we're coming out with for Salty Sews. Have a really exciting thing that we're debuting at Salty Sews for the holidays. Oh, I can't wait. We have our blind date mystery, the blind date sewing kit #2 coming out this coming Friday. You guys, make sure you're on our email list. And if you haven't been seeing our emails from us, it's because if you have a Gmail account, Google changed their privacy settings. So your emails from us might be going into your promo folder. If you want to see our emails, which I know, like, emails are just, it's a lot. But if you want to be seeing them, if you want them in your inbox, you have to pull them from the promo folder into your inbox so that you're seeing them. Because Gmail, Google changed some privacy settings stuff. So if you want to be seeing that, just make sure that you're pulling them over. At least 1 or 2 of them, because then it'll automatically do it after that. Okay. So now we're going to iron this. And we'll go back over to the table so you guys can see this, and maybe we'll draw out some quilting. I was thinking about for like the sides of this one, I have a bunch of quilting stitches on this machine that are calf quilting stitches, so maybe we'll play with that. I don't know if I have to look at my thread colors that I have for my, I don't have a ton of pretty thread for my domestic, but let's see what I got. All right, let's switch over to this so you guys can see. So right now I have this long panel here, okay? So we're gonna get some foam. I just buy my foam, fusible foam from Waywack, but we're gonna cut a piece of foam out. We're gonna iron this onto the foam, and then we're gonna start quilting. So I have to get my ironing board out in this little tiny room of mine, and piece that together. Sorry for the squeaking. Okay, let me get the foam out first. So yeah, this is just foam I ordered from Waywack. It's the Pellon FF70AF1 Flex Foam one-sided fusible. All right. And I'm just going to lay this out. And then lay my, let's see, I'm going to lay my piece onto here. How much do I need? And I should have grabbed my scissors. So I can cut my piece of fusible foam. Okay. And so now I have a piece of fusible foam. That's the size of my piece. I might have to trim it down a little bit. I need to plug in my iron. Take a drink. What will the pattern be for the blind sew? So, I should have brought them up here for you guys to show you. So the Blind Date Sewing Kit number 2, I'm giving, so the one that we have on the label is the Coquette & Co. Marie A. Crossbody, and also the Coquette & Co. Oh gosh, Cynthia pouch. The Cynthia pouch is free. The Marie A. Crossbody is a paid pattern. Also, so there's enough to do those 2, all right? And the webbing is cut, and the zipper tape is cut for those specifically. And all the hardware you get is for those specifically. But if you wanted to, originally I was going to do the Luna backpack from Stitches by Christy. And actually, oh, I can't, I'll share it over on my Facebook group and in Patreon. I'll actually share that today over there so people can start getting the pattern. But the Luna by Stitches by Christy, she actually has given me a coupon code if anybody wants to grab that pattern. Because originally I was going to do that, but then you have to have either a cork or a thinner vinyl. And for me to package cork or vinyl into the little package just wasn't working. So I don't have the Luna as like the recommended one, but we are going to stitch both of those. I'm going to do a Luna when I come back from Salty Sews, all right, with a book lover panel so you can see how you could make that. And there would be enough of hardware. I think the only thing you would need to get extra to be able to make the Luna with the Blind Date Sewing Kit is sliders. You need 2 sliders instead of 1 slider. And actually, yeah, so you'll need 2 sliders instead of 1 slider. Everything else you would have enough except for your structure type of material and a longer zipper tape. You would have everything else you would need for it. And then we'll do also the Marie A. Crossbody and the Luna pouch for the actual Blind Date sewing video, but I am going to do a Luna backpack just because Christy was so nice to give a coupon code, and it was really just because I couldn't fit all of that into the cute little packaging that we do. So I'm saying all 3 of those patterns are what you can do with this Blind Date Sewing Kit, and we are going to do videos for all of it. Sound good, Janetta? Did that make sense, Janetta? Was that too wordy like I normally am? Okay, let's put this baby in. And I always like to use a piece of scrap fabric when I'm ironing fusible fleece on or any type of foam, just because it is a little bit more stickier. Okay, so I grab my extra fabric. I'm going to iron my middle piece here just so that all my wrinkles are out. I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'm pretty sure the way I did this the first time was I cut 3 different pieces of fusible foam. I did not put my handles and piece it all together the first time. So we'll see how this goes, but I think I might make it that you do it all separately, because then also if you are going to quilt this, I think it does make a little bit more sense to do it that way. But we're doing it this way today because this is kind of just a chill hangout sew, and sharing some of my process with you all, if you want to call it a process. That is the one thing the other night when we did the live with the girls from Salty Sews with Sarah and Debbie. It is the one thing I love about them too, is like, it really is about fun. Like, don't get me wrong, we want to teach techniques, and you know, I don't want to teach you something that's going to make your life harder, right? But I also think I'm not a big believer in that there's a right way of things. I think I grew up very much in a household, because I was raised by my grandmother, you know, a generation that did believe there are a right way to do things and a wrong way. Don't get me wrong, kindness is the most important right way, which I'm glad I did learn that. But I also think like some things like this, when you're being creative, it's so important to allow yourself to like let loose of the control. Because this is supposed to be the thing that's calming, right? It's supposed to be the therapy part. And if you're so worried about doing it wrong, or that really isn't the point. So I love how the cotton sateen, I just love how it dyes. It dyes so pretty. Don't be afraid of it. When I say sateen, doesn't mean that it's silky. It just means it has like this really pretty sheen to it. Okay, so now we're going to iron. Make sure I have the right side. We're going to iron this foam on. Make sure everything looks good. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm reading your comments. You guys, I realized this week really quickly, if you saw my stories, that I bought sample sizes of perfume to try some different perfumes. The side of these little perfume, I mean, they're only like this big, you know, they're like little samples. The sides had the ingredients, like what scents were on it. I could not see it for my life. I could not see it. Like, I so need to go to the eye doctor and get bifocals. What did I spray on the fabric? So this is flatter. Okay, it is a how do I want to explain it? It's a smoothing fabric, like it's a fabric softener. It's a fabric spray. It's like a mist that kind of helps you iron, but it also makes it smell pretty. They are all biodegradable, sulfate free. They have, I actually use their laundry soap to wash my dyed fabric because it's all eco-friendly. And so I got these. I got like their sampler set of all their different scents. The pineapple one was my favorite one. So that's the one I'm using first. And I did give away in my July giveaway, I gave away the Celebration. You can also use it as like linen mist. So like I have it's like kind of like a fresh linen smell that I spray on the bed because I have a dog bed buddy. So that's what I just sprayed. And it kind of it adds a little bit of steam, but it adds a little bit of pretty, flattens it. So now I'm just gonna steam this on here, iron this on so that it's on the foam so we can quilt it. Now my little piece here isn't quite big enough to make the whole length of this. I think that is why I'm like, yeah, I think I did it in pieces last time. But I mean, I think this is okay. I just think when we go to quilt it, it is going to be a little different because I guess I did quilt down the handles too. I waited to put the handles on until I had quilted the panel. So. This way you just want to make sure that you're smoothing it out so that you don't get any wrinkles. So where has everybody, I've been starting, this is kind of like a sewing finding supplies question. Where has everybody been getting like their hardware interface? Like now that Joann's has been out of business, like, I mean, I've been using WayWack a lot more. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely started using WayWack way more than what I was, which I'm not sad about. I've actually, like, I've got a bunch of hardware from them lately. Don't get me wrong, they don't have everything. They don't have, like, but they do have some nice zipper pulls now. Like, they have some fun, like, pretty. I also have been getting some of my, I'm sorry, my dog, you guys.
Jenna.
Yeah, what?
Can we get some ice?
Yes, go ahead, go in the back. It's full.
All right.
That's my nephew. Yeah, go in the back, it's full. The thing about having an aunt that owns an industrial ice machine. That's why Apollo was having a fit, because the boys were here and he loves them. Okay, I think now we just want to double check that we're stuck. Yeah. Oh, maybe my end here, I need to get a little bit better. Link, please. What did you spray on the fabric? Oh, a link for the flatter. Yeah, sure. Oh, and they must have rode one of the dirt bikes down too. So that's also, Apollo's not very fond of those. Okay. All right. Let me get the flatter link for you. Do you guys want me to throw that in here? Like I said, I use if you have their laundry detergent, especially if you have any delicates that you hand wash. I know, gosh, who takes the time to hand wash anything? But if you have anything like linens or anything like that you want to hand, their laundry detergent is so gentle, even like for babies and things like that. It's actually a really nice, like if you have a baby shower and you're making kind of like a bag to throw together. They're really nice to do that. So let me pull it up. I'm not an affiliate by any means. I mean, I would love to be an affiliate for them. Hello, plug. But I'm not. I think you can get it off of Amazon too. The company itself is called Soak Wash. Yes, webbing. I've been getting all my webbing from Georgia Girl Stitches. One, Joy is an absolute sweetheart. And she is starting to carry way more different types of webbing. Everything from like a basic cotton webbing, and she's gonna send me, she has sample kits of her cotton webbings. And she has so many colors. And not that we don't, like, we all love our fancy webbings, right? But sometimes, like, I've actually been trying to scale back and buying some like really out of the box stuff. Only because when you're trying to match to prints, it's so much nicer to just have solid stuff to go along with your prints, right? And so Georgia Girl Stitches is where I've been getting a lot of my, and I'm just clipping the edge of this foam off right now, you guys. That's where I've been getting a lot of my webbings. And Joy is actually donating all of the webbing for my Diane Crossbody class. So like I said, she's a sweetheart. Pricing isn't bad. Shipping is super fast. Like I realized for my Twilight bag that I'm doing, I didn't have like the right color webbing, and I ordered, what day did I order? Did I order Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, and it was here by Thursday. So, no, by Friday. It was here Friday. So, I mean, can't beat that either. I just noticed I have a little area here on my corners that isn't down. So, Georgia Girl Stitches is where I feel, not that I don't, I mean, everybody has, you know, like, but I feel like to be able to shop all in one place. Joy also has hardware. So I have, and she has some very nice zipper pulls as well. So if you're already buying webbing. All right. So I think this is just going to make it, that is what I did. I did each of these 3 pieces separate. This is just going to be a lot to get under the machine to quilt. You know what I mean? When it's like this, like once it's like this. So if you want to be like quilting this, this is the process. You're going to make your quilted panels. You're going to then fuse them before you put your webbing on. You're going to fuse them to your pieces of foam. Okay? You're going to fuse your center to a piece of foam. You're going to quilt them, and then you're going to sew them together. That is what I did the first time. And now that I'm here thinking about how am I getting this under my machine to quilt it. Yeah. That is the question right now. But we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna set this aside because I think I want to do some calf facet little quilting up at the top, and I'm gonna do my line. I'm not gonna do, just because I did this now, I'm just gonna do my straight line stitch for where it's gonna fold, and my top stitch where my seam is. Oh, these boys. I'm so sorry, you guys. What happens when you live on the farm, and like now all of our kids are either in our family that lives all around us. It's either they're young adults or teenagers, like solid teenagers. So it is what it is. All right, unplug the iron. Okay, now let's see. All right, we're gonna come back over here. I don't know. I might need to move the other, because we're gonna do some calf facet quilting. Let's see if we can get this here to kind of show what we're doing. Oh, wires, everybody. Gosh, I can't wait till my studio. Will I be saying that for 500 years? Probably. Where did I order webbing? I'm ordering it from Georgia Girl Stitches. I highly recommend. All right, let's see what we have here. Let me move here. Let's see what we got. I've never used any of my quilting stitches on this. Let's look at the calf ones. Oh, there's like a pretty cloud. I like the cloud. There's also like a diamond effect, but I think I'm going to do the cloud only because I don't have a purple, I really don't have a purple, like a light purple thread, which is what I would want to use, right? Don't you think? Let me see. Maybe I need to look at thread here. Let's look at thread. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move the camera again. My thread is over here. What do I got? Oh, maybe I do have a light. I do have a light purple domestic thread. I also have a silver, but do we really want to deal with metallic? Who knows how that's gonna sew without some oiling, right? But I do have two different shades of purple. All right, I'm so sorry I keep moving cameras on you guys. I do have two different shades of purple here. Let me flip the camera over here so you guys can see. I have these two shades of purple. What do you think? Should we go with the lighter or the darker? What do you guys think? I think I kind of like the darker one. I feel like the darker one has some of the, like a blue tint to it, and since we're doing blue, let's do the darker one. Oh, why is it? Oh, it's knotted there. Hold on, everybody. There we go. And that'll give some contrast from my top stitch over there. I wonder if this will work. I've never used foam on this machine. We're gonna see how this goes. Like I said, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try, Cindy. I agree. I think the darker. All right. I think what I'm gonna do, since this is so darn big, I think I'm just gonna do the quilted, like the fancy quilted stitch that I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do it along these, along here and along here, and nowhere else. And then I'm gonna do a top stitch with my industrial. All right, so let's see. I've never used this stitch before, and I don't know exactly. Is it gonna move it itself enough? I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, it's cute. So there's what it did across the top. That's cute. Okay. All right, calf set. We're gonna do the other little area here. Why not? Right? Should I be using a certain foot? I guess I should research that after today. But that's cute. A little border stitch. Yeah. Okay. Now, oh, but it's going to be opposite over here. See, this is why, you guys, this is why I'm going to have to switch. I'm going to have to do it from up here. Yeah, definitely do these in sections, fuse them in sections, quilt them, fuse them in sections, don't put your binding on, quilt it, then put your binding on, then piece them together, because that's what I did the first time, because this is going to be fun. And not fun in a good way. It's going to be, I just made it more difficult for myself, right? Promise by the next time we do this, when we actually do this for reals, I'll make sure that I know what we need to use for the decorative stitch stuff. All right, I think on this side, because my panel is different on this side, I'm going to just do it straight down this area here. was also thinking, like right here at this piece, if you wanted to bind it in dyed, like to make a border here, you could totally do that too with a piece of bind and dyed. I might do that on the one that we do when we actually like all do it together. And this might be a fun, like, to do a blind date sewing kit, huh? Yeah. Ideas. So many of them. For the quilting with the foam part, like this part, when I was doing this on the first one I did, it is so relaxing. Like the improv piece part, and then like deciding how you're gonna quilt it. It was really relaxing to me, so that's why I was like, I really like this. I feel like I want to make more of these. Alright, so we did that quilting. Now we're going to take it back over to Gertie. So we gotta move our camera again, so you guys can see this part, and then this will be the last part that we do, and then I'll show you my twilight bag I'm working on. Okay. Oh, did I have us? Okay. All right. I hope everybody was seeing what I was doing before. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to top stitch my seam here. I'm going to iron this again because I'm getting some wrinkles there, which is why I kind of wanted to quilt the bottom of this one, but it's all right. It'll be okay. I'm going to top stitch because I'm going to get my iron going. Yeah. This side. Now I want to make the lines for where my bag is going to fold. So from there, okay. So from my seam, I'm going to do a 3-inch mark. Oh, lost my scissors. Yeah, this is so much easier when it's in 3 pieces, you guys. But we're figuring it out. Okay. Oh gosh, I almost lost the clips. And I'm moving you guys. I'm hitting you. Sorry. Dear Lord. Oh my gosh. What the world happened now with this? Let's see. Let's see if that's okay. Oh, small sewing rooms, you guys. I mean, at least I have a sewing room. I need to not... At least I have a sewing room, but it's getting too small for me, you guys. Three inches. Anybody watch Wednesday? The new Wednesday already? I watched it the other night. It was really good. I'm excited for the other half of it. Okay. Okay. I should have made my tension a little tighter, but it's all right. Okay, let me just iron this a little bit because I have some wrinklies going on here. Get it on that foam good. You can also, I also think fusing it all at one time made it a lot harder to make sure that all of it was fused. So now we know. We don't want to do that. Okay. Now, I should put my tag on it, don't you think? So I think I'm going to put my tag over on this side. So what tag do I want to use? What do I got? Let's see. Should we use one of the tags for this month's Dynamic Fabric Kit? I thought maybe I pulled it out. Or maybe I didn't. Because I'm not seeing it over here on my table. So, do I have any of them in here? I know I have the witchy woman ones. That would probably be good. What color do I have it in? From Jade. Where is it? Did I use all those? No, here they are. I'm gonna do that one on one side and my tag on the other side. If you don't have your own tags yet from Jade and Chris, you need to get on their list. It doesn't take long. I don't even think they have, it's not even a 3-month anymore. I'm totally crooked on that line. Definitely do this part when it's not attached. It also can help you with centering your tags. So, where am I putting it? Great, there. I don't know how I'm maneuvering this. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, my one stitch came out there. I'm going to leave that thread long so I can pull that through. Okay, now this side. Where did I put my marking pen? Okay. Okay. Oh, I should have had that a little higher. Oh my god, I am like a hot mess today, you guys. I don't know, I guess that's per normal. Per normal, Jenna. It's always. There we go. This is going to be really pretty though when it's done. I'm excited to see it with the dark blue binding on it. Okay. Come on. Let me just pull these threads through, and then I'll turn it around so you guys can see it. I'll hold it up. Because now after this, I have to make the sides. I have to make the side pocket pieces. And then I have to do the interior part. Oh, I'm all the way through. Okay. I couldn't see that I had all the threads. And then this here, I need a needle. Because I need to... The one stitch came out. There we go. Okay, let's turn it around for you all to see. Okay, there she is. So we have the exterior part fully pieced together now. Forgot you were going live today. Oh, you're good. You're good. Binging season 2 of Wednesday. I binged it too the other day. I was sad that it was like, oh, they're gonna make us wait. I'm gonna iron this down here. This area is just not, I should have used a little bit more steam here. I might go and one more time before I like put the sides on and everything. I'm gonna probably go and iron it one more time together. But isn't this pretty together? Again, the dyed stuff is from our August kit, the binded and dyed, not binded and dyed, the dynamic fabric kit for August. And then, like I said, I think binding wise, do I have that color up here? I think I do. I think binding wise, I'm going to use the Deep Blue Sea on it. The other one I have, I don't know, is this grape soda? I have this one too. I could do purple. I don't know. It'll be one of these two that I do binding around the top. I think the blue that is going to win out though. And like I said, don't forget if you want binding and you want to do this bag, this was super helpful. My son is making these binding spools, and you put the binding on, like you wrap your binding on like so. Okay. So I wrapped, because you're going to use for this bag, you're going to use a whole 6-yard piece of it, because there's a lot of binding that goes on this bag. And then I just put it on my external spooling thing like this. While I was clipping it on, it really was helpful to keep the binding from like winding on itself. So that sale for the binding, where if you buy any set, so it's either these come in sets of 2, the flat storage spools come in a pack of 4. Any binding spool set, you then get up to 10 different colors of binding and dyed at 35% off. That will end today. So take advantage of that because we're going to take all our binding colors to Salty Sews. So this is the start of my quilty bag pattern. We are going to be making the panels. You can choose the panels for the bag, or you can choose, where do I have it? The quilted wall hanging / placemat panel for the Salty Sews class that I'm teaching in September. But we will be doing these in videos when I return from Salty Sews. And the patterns will be available to people that are in the class and my Patreon first. And then after that, when we do the videos, they'll be available for everybody. Okay, so there's that. So for today, now do you guys want to see my Twilight bag that I'm working on? I'm making a wish tote with our Twilight fabric. That's like the sewing project that I'm doing for myself, because I rarely sew for myself. This is the finalized project of the quilty bag. Okay, all right, let me bring the camera over here so I can lay out my Twilight bag for you guys. Oh, where do I need to? Here. Okay. Alright. Put things away. I need to order some of my own logo tags from Jade and Chris. Keep forgetting. Alright, so I'm making myself, I love the wish tote I made my daughter with our book lover panels. I did that video a couple weeks ago. The wish tote is from Jess from Ochre Roots. And so, with my Twilight fabric we're releasing, our werewolves and vampires fabric, I cut out my own wish tote. So I'm using our Pacific Northwest, actually matches the Twilight fabrics. We have Twilight and New Moon inspired, and then we have book lover panels for character inspiration. The vinyl I'm using on this is the Eversoft from Sailrite, and it's in Ocean. I want to say it's called Ocean. Nope. Oh crap. There's two different blues. I'll have to look it up. We do have tags for our Twilight. I haven't shown anybody any of these yet. I don't know if you guys can see it over here if it's too dark. But this one says Hoa 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 season. If you're a Twilight, you can't see it. If you're a Twilight person, you know. Okay? And it has sequoia trees. There you go. Now you can see it a little bit. It's too dark. I'll have good pictures in the group and up on the website. But this will be in a set. So the Twilight tags will be in sets. I pulled some woven labels. I thought, you know, made with some blood and some swearing would be a good one since it's vampire inspired, and the I love you one, I think, because there's purple flowers. So let's see. And then the water resistant canvas I'm using is their, it's their silver gray from Sailrite. I really love how this Eversoft quilted, and also how it's structure. I don't have to like add a whole lot of interfacing or stabilizer to it. And I'm doing a pocket, like I'm doing the pocket from the Scout from Evergreen Threads again, and I'm doing the side water bottle pocket from the Saya Sidekick. All right, so let's get to the main panel. So this is, I'm doing the same. If you watch that wish tote video of mine, I show you how to cut down the front so that you can use a book lover panel. So this is what I'm doing. And we also have a Twilight bauble that is has the little diamond that Edward gives her, a piano, a heart, a wolf, and then a little purple flower. So this is the in my Twilight phase panel, which comes with Charlie plaid. So if you watch Twilight, you know that there's plaid. So this plaid is mimicked off of Charlie, Bella's dad. So that's the coordinate on the in my Twilight phase. And then this is, I have a bigger piece of that to show everybody. This is the main Twilight print map. I guess we call it a map. These were all hand drawn for us. so you guys can see. So this is in basket weave. So that's going to be those little pieces on the front, and then also my pocket, my elastic pocket on the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to quilt these like I did my wish tote that I made my daughter. And the inside has a slip pocket too, so I'm using the other panel and I'm going to divide it. And then the exterior of the wish tote, I thought I want to have like a big slip pocket on the exterior. So what I did was, I don't know, I don't have the other piece cut yet. But I'm gonna cut a piece of vinyl this size, and then this piece here, this is our coordinate. This is the twilight coordinate. That's like the blue filtered sequoia trees with the little push beach in the background. This is going to be on top of that piece of vinyl, and it's because the way that the handles work. Oh yeah, I have the piece of vinyl here. I could show you like kind of how it's gonna. But anyways, you might get the drift. So there's gonna be a piece of vinyl back here. This is a pocket. The handles are gonna be attached to here, and then there's gonna be a magnetic snap so that I have an exterior pocket there. Does that make sense? Thank you, JBL. So anyways, this is our Twilight Werewolves and Vampires release. This is the Twilight fabrics. Like I said, we do have New Moon as well. I haven't showcased any of those yet over on my Instagram stories, but I will be. And we have 4 book lover panels. We also are coming out with a new vintage base that I think everybody's going to be really excited about, that kind of coordinates with these. And then I have this webbing is the Ocean Sage from Georgia Good Girl Stitches. That's what I'm using, and I'm using silver hardware. So that's my Twilight bag, you guys. So I'm very excited about it. I can't wait. All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope just getting a little chance to hang out and sew together was fun. I am going to be working on this pattern so that I have it for release. Again, this week, Werewolves and Vampires releases on Wednesday. Friday, the Blind Date Sewing Kit, Take 2, releases. And yeah, the binding deal ends the end of today. Okay, so I appreciate everyone. I hope you have a great week. And I'll talk to y'all real soon.